of being 98-2000. I had the privilege of being on the board along with him at that time. Let me tell you that as a trustee, he came to every meeting totally prepared with facts, figures, reasons, solutions. Nobody could touch him. Most of us would walk in hoping to read the agenda at the table there, but not Mr. Jayakumar. Even if he had to argue a point, and he didn't often have to, it was always in a civil manner and without raising his voice. And a number of issues that he raised were very interesting. As just before we walked into this room, he reminded me about the Chennai Port Trust Hospital and their proposal to acquire a spiral CT scanner. Now, most of us barely knew what a CT scanner is, leave alone a spiral CT scanner. Mr. Jayakumar called for records to see the requirement of the scanner. The scanner existed earlier, and he found that hardly anybody had used it. And now we were going to invest. In those days itself, I remember it was phenomenally expensive. Over 1 crore.
2.5 crores.
2.5 crores. He remembers the figure as well. And he said, well, what are we going to use this for? The existing one is barely used. And now you want a more advanced version. Well, that project was subsequently killed, if I remember right. And there were so many such issues to which he contributed phenomenally. Today, Mr. Jayakumar has assumed the exalted post of Speaker of the Tamil Nadu Assembly. But when the chamber decided to invite him to the seminar on ports, I'm so delighted that he was kind enough to accept. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in turbulent times, or maybe as the Chinese say, we live in interesting times. The global economy is in dire straits. First it was the housing collapse in the United States. Now it is the Eurozone crisis. One meltdown after another, and I'm not including Fukushima. What on earth went wrong in all these countries? Very simple, we knew it all along. When I was a child, I saw this film called Bama Vijayam. Varavu Yattana, Shalavu Pattana, Adigam Randana, Kadesiyil Tundana. That is exactly what has happened in, living beyond your means. But they lived beyond their means. The West lived beyond its means, and the economic ills of the West have now reached out and touched India. This phone company in America, AT&T, has reached out and touched someone. The economic ills of the United States, of the Europe, of the pigs, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Spain, whatever you call them, have now reached out and touched India. Our GDP rate has fallen below 7%. The rupee is at its weakest. Ask me. I am an importer. Corporate profits have nosedived, and the future is uncertain. But, my friends, let me tell you something. The real crisis, the world economy will get back up again. The real crisis is within. It's right here. It's right in India. Not so long ago, the sentiment was that India was one of the best places in the world to put your money into. But now, the honeymoon is over. Port projects, in particular, the subject of our conference today, are not approved for ages. Security clearance takes so long that those who are considered security worthy wither away, and those who are considered not worthy also wither away. Questions are raised about the suitability of a bidder after the shortlisting process is over and the price bid is opened, as in JNPT. One project after another gets caught in litigation. Only a single major port project for containers has been awarded this year, to my knowledge, if I am not mistaken. In the whole of this year, just one project has been awarded. The Investment Commission of India has had some 2-3 years ago estimated that only 56% of the port projects which were initiated or which were announced, which means the minister up there says something, are actually initiated by the Port Trust is concerned. Then comes awarding, implementation, etc. So, in the midst of this, we are still talking about building more major ports in the country. We are talking about Indian ports global, which will invest in ports outside the country. Maybe we should do it. We should export our rails to the West too. And, of course, as you know, the Chennai Port Trust this year actually shut down for 4 days because the cargo accumulated was so much and there was no other way that they saw of doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, if at all India was shining, I think, and I hope I am wrong, it has begun to fade. Bureaucracy seems determined to delay and deny and never to decide. 2G and 3G have spread a chill over a process which was already excruciatingly slow. The wheels of government appear to be going from slow to stationary. There is a paralysis in decision making. In the Red Fort in Delhi, I saw an inscription by a Mughal emperor. I don't remember who it was, Jahangir, I think. He was speaking of Delhi, or maybe, yes. If there be paradise on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this. Today, we have to say of Delhi, if there is paralysis on earth, it is this, it is this, it is this.
The paradise was Kashmir that you were...
Kashmir, Firdaus, yes, that was for... Anyway, the analogy holds. But sir, Mr. Jayakumar, Tamil Nadu can show the way forward by developing its non-major ports. This is the land from which Rajaraja Cholan sent his fleets to conquer Indochina, and I am told even Tasmania. We have made a good beginning with Kattupalli, but let others follow. Kattupalli, Kadalur, Kolachal. In the morning I had suggested that Tamil Nadu can look at small ports for coastal cargo, something that is little understood and of course not implemented at all. Perhaps we can look at that. But in any case, I am glad that we have made a good beginning, with Kattupalli being the first significant port that we are going to have in the non-major port sector in Tamil Nadu. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that all this and more is possible with the will and determination that the government of Tamil Nadu has, and with the wisdom and the knowledge and the experience and the dedication that Mr. Jayakumar has. With those few words, I would leave it to Mr. Jayakumar to tell you how he is going to bring about this transformation. Thank you.
As observed by Mr. Shrikant, it is very rarely we get chief guests who are as passionate as us on the subject. So we are really fortunate today. We are eager to listen to you, sir. May we now request Sri D. Jayakumar to give his valedictory address, please.
Dear Mr. T.T. Srinivas Raghavan, President, the Madras Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. S.N. Srikanth, Senior Partner, Harbour Associate, Chennai, Mr. U. Udayabhaskar Reddy, Co-Chairman, MCCI Logistics Committee, Mrs. K. Saraswati, and members of the General Committee of the Madras Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank the organizers, particularly my friend, Mr. S.N. Srikanth, for inviting me here to participate in the seminar on development of ports in Tamil Nadu and to say a few words. Tamil Nadu has a highly developed industrial base. Under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Puratchi Thalavi Amma, Tamil Nadu ranks third in industrial development among the major Indian states. It has a well-diversified and strong sectors like engineering, textiles, leather, IT and ITS, etc. The Tamil Nadu state is a leading manufacturer in automobiles, textiles and hosiery that have been generating huge employment. The state has a share of about 26% of India's auto components production. Tamil Nadu continues to be an attractive investment destination for investors. The industrial policy of the government, headed by Honorable Chief Minister, is to maximize the welfare of the people of Tamil Nadu by creating gainful employment opportunities, by achieving higher and sustainable economic growth with emphasis on balanced regional development through greater private and public investments in manufacturing and infrastructure development. Due to the proactive policies of the government and the conducive environment, the Tamil Nadu state has attracted huge investments in the manufacturing sector, which accounts for 21% of the total investments. Tamil Nadu is in the forefront of attracting foreign direct investments, establishing special economic zones and industrial parks, creating adequate physical infrastructure support including power, railways, roads and ports is beyond doubt important for the industrial development. The government has already constituted the Tamil Nadu Infrastructure Development Board to create a congenial environment for facilitating speedy implementation of critical infrastructure projects that will drive the growth. Road and bridge infrastructure along with ports play a vital role in the development of key sectors of the economy like industry, technology, agriculture, etc. Coming specifically to ports, keeping in mind their historical role, we all know that Tamil Nadu is the maritime state with the second largest shoreline in India. It has 1076 kilometer coastline. 3 out of 14 major ports in India, namely Chennai, Thoothukudi and Ennur, are located in Tamil Nadu. The ports have attracted investment and helped industries to develop in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has also 22 minor ports. All the minor ports in Tamil Nadu are anchorage ports without berthing facilities, and hence cargo is transferred from the vessels to the shore and vice versa through barges. The potential for the minor ports to complement and expand the port infrastructure has emerged in the last decade, and there are many efforts to develop these minor ports to strengthen the state's economy. The Chennai port has always held a premier position and evolved over the decades, catering to a variety of cargoes. It is delightful to know that MCCI was instrumental in establishing the Chennai port in the 19th century, and it continues to play an active role in the development of the port. International trade volumes have been growing faster than GDP and will continue to do so, indicating the need to build adequate capacity in the ports. Further, appropriate linkages between ports, industrial corridors, railways needs to be completed. To meet these expanding demands, large investments will be needed in roads and ports for the augmentation of capacities and modernization. Since resources needed are much larger than public sector can provide, public investments need to be supplemented by private investments in public-private partnership mode. The growth of the Chennai city around the port has thrown up unique challenges of connectivity, and I am aware that there is a genuine dissent from the users of the Chennai port. The state government, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Puratchi Thalavi Amma, will play a meaningful and positive role and will ensure that the connectivity issues are addressed expeditiously. The role of MCCI in highlighting these issues faced by its members offers a valuable feedback to the administration. The government welcomes industries to this progressive state and will ensure that state of Tamil Nadu emerges as a premier state of investment by the industries. Industrial development also depends on the spread and quality of infrastructure. Development of the port of Ennur and Kattupalli would complement the existing facilities offered by Chennai port and also ensure that the trade has more options of outlets. The state looks forward to active proposals to develop the minor ports and ensure that growth and prosperity spread across the state of Tamil Nadu in line with the government policy. You all know that the Cabinet Committee of Economic Affairs has approved the port connectivity scheme with the object of connecting the 12 important ports in India through Nahai, establishing a special purpose vehicle. 2 special purpose vehicles have been established in Tamil Nadu and are functioning to improve the roads connecting 3 major ports, namely Chennai, Ennur and Thoothukudi. Under the Port Connectivity Scheme, Government of Tamil Nadu, Chennai Port Trust, Ennur Port, National Highways, Authority of India have jointly established special purpose vehicles. Chennai Ennur Port Road Company Limited to undertake Chennai Ennur Manali Road Implementation Project, that is EMRI. It is aimed to improve the connectivity of Chennai and Ennur ports for the fast transportation of import and export of cargo. The estimated cost of the project is rupees 600 crores. I am personally concentrating on this EMRI project as many local issues like traffic congestion, etc., particularly in my Raipuram constituency, would also be solved. It is expected that the first phase of the project will be completed by January 2012. In this project, gravens at 10 locations in the sea and sea wall for a length of 500 meters along the sea coast at a cost of rupees 24.58 crores have been completed to prevent sea erosion. Widening to 4-lane and improvements in 4 roads and construction of protective works at 3 locations to prevent sea erosion have commenced. This project is proposed to be completed in June 2013. Tamil Nadu Maritime Board is fully aware of the importance of industrialization for the economic development of the state. It encourages setting up of a captive ports, jetties and moorings for the port-based oil industries, thermal power projects and also multi-user ports on boot basis. The vision of this board is to promote cordial relationship between the ports and industries to ensure development of ports and industrial growth. It also aims to accelerate the pace of economic growth of the state by developing a number of captive ports through public-private participation. The Government of Tamil Nadu, headed by our Honorable Chief Minister Puratchi Thalavi Amma, has formulated and is implementing a port policy to provide for investment opportunities for the development of minor ports in Tamil Nadu, with a view to create multi-user facilities capable of handling all types of cargo like bulk, bread bulk, containers, liquid bulk, petroleum products, chemicals. The Government of Tamil Nadu, under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, have decided to develop all the minor and intermediate ports in the state through public-private participation. Private participation in construction, development of ports and jetties will be encouraged through a well set out of transparent procedure, and each proposal will be considered on its own merits. The thrust of this policy bundle will be to encourage effective private participation, and to that extent the approach in finalizing the proposals could be flexible on a case-to-case basis. The MCCI has taken lead in organizing a seminar and to bring the stakeholders in one platform to discuss and deliberate on development of ports. The government welcomes all constructive proposals from the MCCI for the development of ports, and they will be duly considered. I congratulate all of you for the work that you have done and the work that you will be doing in the days to come. Once again, I thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I wish you all had a very happy and prosperous New Year. Merry Happy Christmas. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.
May I now request the President to present a small memento to our chief guest, please.
Thank you, sir. Small token.
I now call upon Mr. Uday Bhaskar Reddy, our co-chairman of the Expert Committee on Logistics, to propose the vote of thanks.